Welcome to our class today. My name's Cassidy, and today we're going to be discussing the energization exercises brought to us by Paramahansa Yogananda. So these exercises are Yogananda's unique contribution to the science of yoga. And these exercises consist of 39 different exercises, movements that we will do with our body. And they will take about 12 to 15 minutes when we have them memorized. So in our class, it might take a little bit longer. So the premise of these exercises is that Yogananda realized that our body cells can be recharged with cosmic energy. And that is because we are energy. So we can get energy from the food we eat, from drinking water. We can get it from the air, from the sunlight, and we can also use our conscious will to draw energy into the body. And we do that through this soft spot right in the back of our skull, which is when we touch here, we will be just on the surface, and below that is the medulla oblongata. And this is the center of our brain that also controls life. If that part is damaged, then we no longer will be living. So we can massage that point to relax that area to allow energy to flow more freely into our body cells. And Yogananda recommended that we do these exercises before our meditation practice and that we do them at least one time per day, preferably more. And it's very helpful to do them in the morning to wake up the body, to charge that body battery for our day. And also it really helps just kind of knock off any cobwebs, any energy that we may have felt as we were sleeping or dreaming, as we were in this more unconscious state. So with these exercises, we want to be able to feel the body as energy and control that subtle energy or prana. And this has many benefits. It can help us to do what we're really trying to do in all of the practice of yoga, which is raise our energy up to the brain. These exercises also can benefit our body by helping to move the blood, and the lymph in our body will be contracting and relaxing. So we're essentially pumping the muscles. And it can also strengthen our muscles, keep them supple and active. And it can help to strengthen the bone as well because of the tensile force on our bones when we contract and relax. We can also use this energy and this ability to direct energy to send energy to areas we might have an injury. And this also really helps our mind because when we practice these exercises, it will be a combination of using our concentration to really focus deeply on what we are doing, our willpower to, as Yogananda said, contract with will and then relax and feel. So the greater the will, as Yogananda also said, the greater the flow of energy will be to these parts of our body. And then the last component will be the breath. So we will concentrate with great willpower, with willingness and joy. And we will also be doing a technique called the double breath. So with this double breath, it's going to be a short then long breath like so. And then we will exhale, short then long again. And so with the inhale is when we'll be contracting and squeezing the muscle. With the exhale is when we will be relaxing and feeling the energy that we have brought to that body part. So a couple other components that this can help us with is our mind, because as we said, we're focusing and concentrating as we practice on what we're doing on the different body parts. This also has an energy of magnetism, so it can increase our magnetism, bringing in what we want in life, bringing in that joy and willingness that we bring to our practice. And it can also help us to decrease any moods or habits that we might be struggling with. These exercises are really great to do before, before we go into a habit that we might not want to practice. And then they're very helpful as well for our soul, for helping us to be able to meditate more deeply, be more still, because we've gotten the energy moving and lifting up. And it can also really help to open our heart to the guru and to cosmic energy. So this increases our ability as well in our meditation to pray for the world, and to bring in, what we need to be of service in this world. So a few other components that we want to focus on is that we want to really focus on the body part that we're doing in each exercise, isolating that part and trying to relax the rest of the body. As we practice, we'll also be able to do this with our eyes closed. And as we close our eyes, we'll gently raise our gaze to the point between the eyebrows, as we do in meditation. So we're stimulating the spiritual eye with that raised gaze, and we're bringing superconscious energy to our practice. And then we will also want to pay attention to the medulla, that spot in the back of our skull, where energy flows into the body. So before we practice and as we practice, we can visualize energy flowing into the body, maybe as light or frequency, prana, however you want to feel that. And we will be bringing that in and imagining it energizing the body even more deeply. So we also want to practice these exercises outside or next to an open door or window whenever possible, because there's more life force in the energy outside, it's more prana that we can bring into our body. And when we practice these exercises, we'll be gradually increasing the tension and then relaxing gradually as well. So let's practice that together. So holding out your left hand, your left arm in front of you, I want you to slowly begin to tense the forearm and increase tension. You can make a fist and then feel even more tension. Can you send more there until the part is vibrating? And then slowly relax, gradually release. And now just feel that left forearm. And bring your right forearm next to it now and just feel the difference. Maybe you feel more warmth or energy, circulation in the left side than the right. And you can also notice that when I asked you to tense harder, you could. So you could bring more will to the exercise. And just to share, these exercises have had a very important part in my life ever since the very first time I tried them. When I was learning these techniques, I felt that I've had a lot of pain in my body in my life, and I felt that it really helped with the pain. And so now practicing them daily is pretty much a must for me, because it really helps my body to just feel more fluid, my energy to feel more fluid, and it keeps me out of pain. And so we're going to prepare to practice together, and we really want to bring a lot of joy to our practice as we practice all of the energization exercises. We want to practice them all each time we do so. So let's begin to practice with joy, with concentration, and with energy. Many blessings.